Welcome to College Football 26, and my very first series on this game is going to be a running back road to glory. Now, I am going to start this off by saying I will not be playing on Heisman difficulty. I am not that good at the game yet, and really don't know exactly what I'm doing, so we're just going to be sticking to All-American for now. Now, to decide what kind of player we are going to be, I would much rather just start as an underdog, and I know you can actually work your way up in high school, so we will be starting as a 2-star recruit and trying to build ourselves up. Now, there are a ton of new archetypes in this game, but I think the best one here for running back, you can see everything that everyone gets. I think the best one is going to be East-West Playmaker because you get Shifty, Sidestep, and 360. And the player I will be using is Will Pearson. Now, that name may sound familiar if you follow my channel for a minute, because this was the name of our last running back in the Toronto Thunderbirds franchise that I just wrapped up in Madden 25. And we don't really know what his hometown is, but I know he was from Purdue, so we made him from Indiana, and that's where we'll be playing our high school ball. One of the really cool additions this year is the styles for players. So we have a ball carry style, which we're going to go with loosey-goosey just because I really like the way it looks. And then the run style is going to be agile, and should we ever need a lineup at receiver, it's going to be a hands cross lean. Now, I do want to see what we're going to do here at running back. Wide base, hands on thighs, straight up. So we're not going to be Ashton Genty here. Let's go ahead and do a wide base. I kind of like that one. We begin in the mid 2700s for our national rank, and our state rank we are 49th, and for position we're 330. What's important to you while looking to be recruited by colleges? Championship contention, playing early, conference prestige, or pro potential? I'm going to say playing early. I would like to get on the field as soon as possible. What's something else you're looking for? Pro potential would be pretty nice. And what would be the last thing you're looking for? New athletic facilities or a prestigious head coach? We're going to say athletic facilities. The first step to figure out is our top 10 schools. So yeah, we'll just say thanks, coach. Can't wait to get started, and let's jump into that. The very first school we're going to add is going to be Purdue, just because that is where I drafted him out of. I do not know if that's where he's going to go right now, but we are at least going to have them in our top 10 to start. And then I highly doubt I'm going to add any more of the Power 4 schools. We're going to add Northern Illinois. We are going to add Eastern Michigan. We'll add Sam Houston as well as Arkansas State. And then why not go ahead and add Toledo as well? And then moving down, we're going to add Louisiana Tech, UMass, James Madison, and Temple. This doesn't really matter too much right now, but here is the order we have put the top 10. So we're going Temple, Eastern Michigan, Purdue, Sam Houston, Toledo, Northern Illinois, Arkansas State, Louisiana Tech, UMass, and James Madison. For whatever reason, we actually drop in the rankings before we even play our first high school game. Not by much, but it's still dropping a few spots. On this screen, coach is really just telling you how the performance and your tape score will go. I kind of already know that, so we're just going to give a polite answer and move on. Game 1 is finally here, and we have a challenge to start the year. We're about to face one of the top-ranked linebackers in the state. This guy is a dog. He can run and hit better than anyone I've seen in a few years. You have to be aware of him at all times in the run game and pass protection and coming out of the backfield on routes. Other than that, we should be in good shape. Just make sure you're watching film and you know the game plan. But it is now finally time for us to jump into our very first high school game. And generally, you can say a lot of things about EA, but this year, the presentation for this game has been done really, really well. As you can see, we are walking out for our very first high school football game. I picked our drive goals, and you guys will see those as the game goes on. And here we go. Our first drive goal is to get a first down on rushing plays or a first down on a run to the outside. And it's actually, but we're not going to get to the edge in time. This is a pretty ballsy decision, but we're actually staying on the field for the 4th and 2, and we're going to try to bounce this to the outside, and we will get the first down. We'll spin out that defender and then get met. And I'm going to try to not just run the ball every single play, but this is a running back road to glory, so that's probably what's going to end up happening. Let's see if we can get anything on this play. To the outside, and we can't make that man miss, so no gain on the play. This time, we're going to stay in on pass protection. So on a 3rd and 6, we'll sit here, try to wait for someone to get through, and that's going to be a throw to the outside that falls incomplete. The next drive goal, we need to reach the 50-yard line and avoid tackles for loss from our rival. And you can obviously see the rival with a nameplate above him, and that is going to be a loss, but not by our rival. This time we are going to run to that side, so hopefully he doesn't get in the backfield, and there he is, and that will be a loss in the backfield. I am not super worried because you actually get to retry 1 moment per game, I believe, and we're just going to go ahead and do that. So just pretend that last drive didn't happen, and here we go. We're going to go right up the middle, and this time we at least get some positive yards. We did not really do much of that. Let's find out if our quarterback can actually do anything. That's a quick throw that is not caught. Well, now we face a 3rd and 5. We're going to give it to the running back, and we will get the first down. Just barely, but we did get it. Screw it, we're going to keep it on the ground because so far I have no faith in our quarterback, and that's going to be a 4-yard run. Now a 2nd and 6, and I don't think these are the same exact plays, but they definitely all look very similar, but now we've set up a 3rd and 3. Let's see if we can get them to bite on a counter this 3rd down. And the blocking will set up as we go to the outside and fight for the first down. We're not getting a lot of big runs, but we are at least moving the ball. Any chance you guys think they're going to fall for a draw on this play? As we go up the middle, and we actually will get a decent run here of about 9 yards. A 2nd and 1, and we are right outside the 50-yard line. Go up the middle for the first down across the 50. Now we just have to not get tackled in the backfield by our rival. We are going to trust our quarterback just a bit here, though. So we'll see if we can get a quick pass to the outside. Never mind, he's going to throw it to us, and that'll actually get intercepted on the play. Probably not a great idea for me to call for that ball, but I don't think we failed the drive goal. It looks like it actually gave us credit for not getting hit in the backfield by our rival, but it did take away that we got across midfield, which is unfortunate. So we'll come up for the next drive where we need to juke a defender, but we may not need to just because we're going to take this one to the house here. And inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, and our first touchdown in high school. Now, it does suck that we did not get the 200-point goal, but I'll take the score anyway. Now we just need to avoid tackles for loss from our rival and run the clock to under 40 seconds. I feel like we can do that second one pretty easily. And we'll get met for a gain of 2, and they burn a timeout. On the next play, we'll run another counter play to the outside, and we're going to get brought down to bring up a 3rd and 3, but they have no more timeouts. I'm not the biggest fan that our rival is lined up right there, but we're going to go to the outside, get the first down, and stay in bounds. We're brought down, we have the first, and we should be able to run the clock down. Except for the fact that we did go out of bounds, so the clock does stop. Welcome out for our next play, go up the middle, and just try to avoid a loss in the backfield. Now we'll let the clock run down. And I probably should have just done this on the last play, but we'll just go ahead and take the knee here. Should take us to the end of the game. So our final game tape score of this one is going to be 770, which I would say is a pretty solid game. And we already have some scholarship offers. Air Force has thrown us a scholarship, so has Akron. Eastern Michigan has as well. Rice has. Temple has, who was number 1 on our list. And Toledo's thrown us an offer, along with UMass, James Madison as well. And we have gone up in the ratings just a bit. And the offers keep rolling in because now we have Bowling Green, and that is apparently Eddie George, like the former running back Eddie George. That would obviously not be a bad head coach to go learn from. We also got an offer from Hawaii and Liberty, and that's going to be it. Do we go up? We go up just a bit more in the ratings. Now that we have a few games on tape, I'd expect a lot of stacked fronts and 7, even 8 in the box at times against this opponent. That doesn't always mean they're blitzing everyone, but it does mean that there might not be as much open space between tackles as you're used to. Other than that, I think we'll be fine. Put some work in during practice. Let me know if you got any questions. We're going to give a confident answer because why not? I know we've got college entrance exams this week. Do you want to study with me? Absolutely not. We're going to go prepare for the game instead just because we're not going to play school and we will have +5 in change of direction for the next game. However, we do struggle in our entrance exam, making it slightly harder to obtain a scholarship from Purdue. And it looks like Temple has been watching us. We've been watching your tape and think you could be a future impact player despite your star ranking. You have potential, but we want to see something special to truly consider you. Are you willing to show us that this week? Absolutely. So when a scenario like that shows up, you get an extra drive goal that you can do, and it's going to be for Temple specifically. We get ×6 to our school tape score boost, and we need to rush for a touchdown on that drive. And the first drive goal for this game is to gain yards on outside runs and juke or spin a defender, and we don't do it there, but we do get a couple yards. Try to follow our blocks a little bit better here on 2nd and 8 as we go to the outside. I was really hoping that guy would break off and block him, but I guess not. All right, we got to do something here. 3rd and 11. And it will be an outside zone. And we did manage to spin out a defender, so I will take that. We don't get the 20 yards, but we do get the 200 to our score boost, which is really all you're trying to do in high school, which is a little bit disappointing, but we are just going to move on. Now, here is the scenario that I did not really want to do, and we only have 2 toss plays even in our playbook, so this should be interesting. We need to get 20 yards on toss plays and juke or spin a defender, so we'll try to get to the outside to do that. And can we spin out this guy? No, we can't, but we do get the first down. I'm actually kind of surprised a toss play works. I haven't used toss plays in video games in years because they never really work. We definitely spun out that guy. Why didn't I get the achievement? Unfortunately, I just have to keep running these same exact plays, so we're just going to run to the other side now. Or let's go back across here. And, all right, I'm definitely juking people out, and it's just not counting it. I think we might just kind of be screwed in getting that goal. I had it happen to me in, like, my personal Road to Glory that I'm doing, just off recording, just to kind of screw around, where I got into a scenario and I could not complete an objective. It was really weird. We're going to toss this to the outside, and please let me off that man, and I can't. So we're not getting anything on this drive. Actually, go ahead and screw that. We're going to retry it because I want to see if that fixes out the issue where we couldn't juke anybody out. So we'll try it here, and I don't think we actually managed to juke that guy. So we will come out and try this again on a 2nd and 2. Toss to the outside and try to get to the edge really far. And, all right, yeah, we have no room to spin anybody out, but we do get the 20 yards this time at least, which means I don't just have to use toss plays anymore. I can just run normal running plays as we go to the outside. And we definitely juked that guy out, and we got the achievement that time for it, or the drive goal. Now we just got to finish this drive off strong. So I'll run back to the outside and make that man miss, and then get met and brought down for a loss of 1. Take the snap, go back to the back of the middle, break that tackle, juke out that man for the first down, and get to about the 15. 1st and 10, back in shotgun again. Go back to the back. We'll make that man miss, and we'll end up with another 1st down run. Maybe we can get him on a counter this time. Get back to the line. Take the snap, follow the blocks to the outside, race to the edge, and forced out at what, the 2? Time for a halfback dive from inside the 1-yard line, actually. And it was right at the middle, into the end zone, touchdown. And on this drive, we need 1st down on rushing plays. As we go to the outside, we'll get met and brought down for a 3rd and 11. We are going to let our quarterback attempt a pass here on 3rd down because I don't think we're going to be able to run for this first. But he's going to load up and go deep downfield. What are you doing? And it's going to fall incomplete. Well, obviously, we got nothing for that drive, but now it is the tempo drive as we go up the middle for a gain of 4, and all we need to do is get a rushing touchdown. And here comes the counter play again. We'll give this one to the outside, and I don't like this at all. We at least managed to get, I think, a positive yard out of that. Here we go on a 3rd and 7. We're going to go right up the middle and get absolutely nothing. So we only get 500 game tape score this time. That's not going to improve a whole lot for us. But we do get an offer from Arkansas State along with Central Michigan, Louisiana Tech, Northern Illinois, Ohio. We do get that offer from Purdue despite the fact that we apparently did bad on our entrance exam. We also get Georgia State and Sam Houston. And even though we didn't have the best game, we still managed to go up in the rankings just a bit. Following that, we have more offers, and we get Ball State along with Buffalo and then Florida International, and that is going to be it here. But we do, did we fall or just stay right where we were in the rankings? Fun fact, I've been writing these down, and that's exactly where we just were at. So no, we didn't actually move down like the arrow shows. Sorry, it's been a while since I reached out. You didn't quite accomplish what we were looking for, but there's a lot of season left. Keep putting in the work, and we'll see what happens. We're going to give a polite answer. Alex, you know what? We had a bad game, so yeah, we're going to go to homecoming. Who are we going to ask? We're going to ask, I guess, we'll just ask a classmate. How are you going to ask? What kind of question is this? Start a flash mob with theater kids, make cupcakes, write a chalk proposal in their driveway, or flowers in a sign? Chalk proposal in the driveway. Why not? What are we doing? This is a college football game. And not about it. You get a no immediately. You end up having to go with your boys, and your ego is a bit damaged. Well, that was pointless. I guess let's just try to put that behind us and jump into our next game. We need to gain yards on outside zone runs and juke or spin defenders. That seems to be a pretty common one for this build here, and we end up at least with a 1st down. Time for another outside zone run play, because that's what we're supposed to be doing here, and we're trying to follow that block. It does not work. We lose 2, and I'm terrible at the game. You know what? But I am so confident in that play. We're going to run it to the other side. There is a flag, so this might just be a free play for us, and we're going to end up with a gain of a few yards, and yeah, we're going to take that offsides. I promise this is not the same exact play. On 2nd and 7, we'll hand it off, go to the outside, and we at least spin out that defender, so we get that goal. Now we just need to get 4 more yards on outside zone runs. Here we go on 3rd and 6, and we're going to go up the middle for a gain of 3. Are you kidding me? Can we just stay on the field? We absolutely can. And we're going to run this play here. We are going to go for it. Coach may not be too happy with us for it, but we're going to try it anyway. It'll be a handoff. We're going to take that gap right there, make that man miss, and now Pearson off to the races. Never mind, was never really off to the races, but got the first down. So our drive did get to stay alive. Now we just need one more yard on these zone runs, and we get it there. So now our playbook can kind of open up just a little bit more. We'll run this ISO and end up with a solid gain. This is a halfback direct snap, so I don't know how well this is going to go. Actually pretty well, as we get the first down and more, all the way down to, I think, about the 13. Despite the fact that we haven't called a single pass play, let's see if you guys fall for the draw. There is a flag down, so once again, probably a free play, and we'll take it. First and 5 to try to follow that guard. As he picks up a block, we get to the outside and are brought down to bring up a 2nd and 2. Very similar play call, if not the exact same thing. We'll follow the guard again, and this time we're into the end zone. Touchdown. This time we need to audible and get 5 yards, so we'll go ahead and audible to this. And then we also need to audible for a touchdown, which should be interesting if we can actually do that. But we're getting smoked on that play, only a gain of a yard. So try that again. We're going to audible right back to another inside zone. And hopefully our blocking sets up this time. And it will, as we will get the first down. Once we get up to the college level, it'll probably be just a bit more passing. But really, it's just a running back road to glory. So in high school, I'm going to run the ball a ton. And I'm just now realizing that I always run to like one side, or at least a majority of the time out of shotgun. So we'll go ahead and mix it up, run to the other side instead of a 3rd and 5. But you know what worked really good a couple games ago, or last game or whatever? These toss plays. So we'll see if they want to work here. Get to the outside as Pearson will get the first down. We're going to hurdle this man. And we actually get the hurdle, but we do get taken out of the sky. We are going to call the audible here. I don't think we're going to get him from this far out, but we're definitely going to try to as we get to the outside and get brought down for a loss of 2. Let's try this now on a 2nd and 12. We'll run back to the outside. And, yep, that resulted in the same thing. Now a 3rd and 14. And we're going to try to follow our blocks to the outside. We are going to end up with the first down. Can this man get juked? Yes, he can, as we're down to about the 5-yard line. And this is about the area where we need to start calling audibles to get a touchdown. So that's what we're going to start doing here. As this will be a handoff. Pearson goes up the middle, and we fight to about the 3. And then quickly snap the ball. Try to follow our blocks, and we're not getting in there. All right, we're going to call an audible here again. 3rd and goal. And we're going to try to follow our fullback into the end zone. And I don't know what happened. Got caught up on a blocker, and nothing good happened there. So now we're going to come out and try this. See if we can call a... Actually, we'll see if we can call a different audible, as I just hit the wrong button because I'd like to get into the end zone here. We'll take it, go up the middle, and this time we're in. And we actually managed to complete the drive goal. It took several plays, but we got it. This time we need to reach for extra yards without fumbling, so we need to hold the right stick up as we go through a tackle, and then juke or spin defenders, which I was going to try right there, but I guess not. Give me a counter play now. 2nd and 9. Try to get me in some space here as we go up the middle, and we definitely, I thought, juke that guy out. Don't tell me it's doing that stupid glitch again. It just might be. So now back in shotgun again. We'll run this one more time and get brought down for a 5-yard play. Now on a 2nd and 5, we'll take the snap, go up the middle, and try to fight for extra yards, but we get the first down. No, 3rd and inches. From under center, we'll go back to the outside. And, all right, I tried to juke that man out. Did not work, but we got the first down. Time for this halfback direct snap again. We'll see how well it works this time. And not very well, but we definitely spun out that defender, and it's not counting it. Not gonna lie, that is super annoying. I don't know if I'm actually gonna redo this drive if we complete the other thing, but we will get a first down. Go for it again, just up the middle, and yeah, it's definitely not counting it, which really sucks. I haven't even been able to do the other thing yet, just because I honestly haven't tried to. We need to hold that while going through a tackle. So we'll try it here as we go through, and we do it, but yeah, we can't juke or spin anybody out. 3rd and 6, back in a shotgun set, and it'll be a counter play to the outside and brought down in the backfield. And I believe this is going to be our final drive goal. We need to run for 7 yards on a play. I guess we need to run for 7 yards on 2 separate plays, but we'll try it here as we go up the middle, and we don't get it there. Thankfully, it does not look like Coach is actually going to be taking knees here, so we have a chance to complete our drive goals. How nice of him as we go up the middle, and that'll be, I guess, both of them. All right, whatever. Now, we did lose out on the drive goal earlier because it just wouldn't let me complete it, and I guess I probably should have burned a retry on it, considering I did not even need one in this game, I believe. But I just want to see if we can stat pad a little bit to try to get into the end zone, maybe help our game tape just a bit more as we go up the middle to set up a 3rd and 4. run to the other side now. About 30 seconds to go here in this game. And we have a decent lane here all the way down to about the 3-yard line. Let's try this toss play. See if we can just get to the edge and outrun everybody. Don't need to outrun them if they actually get blocked, and we're in. So our game save this time is actually a 960, which I believe is our highest one so far. And Miami of Ohio has now offered us a scholarship along with New Mexico State, Georgia Southern, and that is it so far. And we don't change in the rankings at all. It now looks like Army has offered us a scholarship along with Western Michigan and Charlotte, and that is going to be it here. And once again, we still don't change in the rankings. And now it appears that Eastern Michigan is calling us. We've been watching your tape and think you could be a future impact player despite your star ranking. You have potential but want to see something special. Yeah, you know what? Same exact thing Temple said. Sure, we'll take it. Before we go into our next game, we're going to verbally commit to Temple. This does not mean we are guaranteed to be going there. Verbally committing will lock in your current scholarship offer with the school. You can decommit at any time. So yeah, we're going to verbally commit to Temple for now. And our very first drive goal in this game is actually the Eastern Michigan one, where we just need to get a rushing touchdown. So we'll spin out that guy in the backfield and get brought down for a gain of 4. We're going to try a toss play now to the outside. And we cannot get away from that man. And now we have a 3rd and 10. I've seen what our quarterback can do. I do not trust him. On 3rd and 10, we're going to run a counter play. And we're going to end up with the first down and more. Very next play, back in a pistol set, and we're going to go right back to our running back again. Obviously, it's what we're doing all day, and it's a 6-yard run this time. Now we have a 2nd and 4. We're going to try to follow our blocks to the outside. And can you please pick that man up? Yes, he can. As we get to the edge, make that man miss, and we're brought down across the 30. Out of an I formation now, running to the outside, and we'll try to spin back in, but only get a yard. Now it'll be a halfback stretch to the other side. And the blocking somewhat does pick up, and we end up setting up a 3rd and 4. This pitch play did not work earlier in the drive, but we're going to try it now and see if it wants to work out. And he does kind of pick up the block to the edge. We get the first down, and we're brought down at about the 13. Let's see if we can get a decent run to this side. Try to follow our blocks, actually cut back in, and we're into the end zone. On this drive, we need to flip a run play and then gain 5 yards. So we'll pretty much be flipping all of these, except for we just did it on the very first play. And I'm just going to come back and run the same exact thing. I'm not going to flip it this time, so hopefully we don't break it for a touchdown. But we do get a 10-yard gain. Now out in a shotgun set, and we'll take the snap and get the easy first down. We are near the end of the first half here, so we kind of need to hurry this drive up, as we'll give it to Pearson for the first down again, and he'll get brought down about the 25. We have flipped this play, so we'll see how well it goes. We're going to get met and brought down immediately. Let's go ahead and flip this play as well. We need to try to follow our blocks to the outside that are not really there, and we're brought down. That brings up a 3rd and 10. We're in the final seconds of the first half, so if we don't get it on this play, we're pretty well screwed, and we're not getting it. Moving on, we need an outside handoff touchdown and outside run play for 10 yards, so we'll try that here as we go to the edge, make those people miss, and end up with an 8-yard run. Obviously, we're going to need some solid blocking to pick up a 10-yard run. On the next play, we'll go to the outside, and there is no blocking there. That's not exactly what I was looking for. Now a 3rd and 6. We'll do another outside handoff, and we'll try to use our speed to the edge as we get the first down and more down the sideline, brought down, and we get one of the drive goals at least. I am not going to guarantee we can get the other one, but we'll come out for a first down and go to Pearson again to the outside. Gets away from those first couple tackles, but the entire defense is back here. Can I please get some help here? Handoff to the outside, and no. On a 3rd and 16, we're going to run the ball. We go to the outside. Pearson will actually have the first down and brought down to the 40. I really do wish in these high school games there was more than just complete your drive goal. Like, I really wish it mattered if you won or lost the game. It doesn't really appear to matter at all. It doesn't even actually show you the final score of these games. Now a 2nd and 11. We'll go back. And we'll break that tackle, juke that man out, end up with a first down. But yeah, like I was saying, it doesn't even show you the final score of these games, and I really just kind of wish there was more to it. It's obviously a great thing to have high school back in the game, and I do wish they actually gave us the option to play full high school games if we wanted to. I get it's just supposed to be like a quick sped up version, but hopefully next year or the year after that, somewhere along those lines, we can actually get the full high school experience back in as we hand off again and set up a 3rd and 1. Just spamming these outside run plays and hoping for the best, really. As we get to the outside, we're going to hurdle this man, and we're into the end zone. And here we just need to reach field goal range or score a touch, or it's actually and score a touchdown, not or. But we get the first down, which is a solid start to that drive since it threw us in on a 3rd and 2. Now the next play will come out and follow our blocking again. Can we hurdle this man? Yes, we will. And now we are gone. And our final score of this one is 9-10. So we are now a 3-star running back. And that will attract offers from UConn as well as UNLV, Delaware in their first year in, I believe, this division of play. And we still don't move in the rankings, even though we're now up to a 3-star. We have now also gotten offers from Navy, the Raging Cajuns, and that is it. There was also Mid-Tennessee, but I accidentally skipped over it. And we finally move up in the rankings. This will be our final high school game, and following that, we will have to narrow our choice down to our top 3 schools. And you can see here, I actually kicked off a couple schools and added Syracuse and Oklahoma. I just want to see if we can get an offer from Oklahoma. And here you have the presentation night for senior night in case you're into stuff like that. It's actually just a really cool touch to add this. Really kind of weird we don't have our parents on the field. They could have given us like auto-generated parents, but you know, it's whatever. And on our very first drive, we need 50 rushing yards to complete both goals. So we'll just try to do that here as we'll bounce it to the outside, break that tackle, and get brought down for a gain of 7 to start the game. Well, I don't know how well this is going to work. Can I audible this? Let's go ahead and change that to an inside zone. I was going to run a counter, but I don't like that corner just sitting right there waiting for it. So now we'll just go up the middle and get the easy first down. Now let's try this counter play. And yeah, there's not a guy standing right there ready for it, but it does get blown up anyway. Go back into our running play that actually somewhat works for us. And we're going to have a huge play here as we get the first down and we're across the 50. Here we go, back in a shotgun set again. And we'll go to the outside, and we have our 50 rushing yards. Now we need to cap it off with a touchdown. From a 2nd and 2, we'll give it back to Pearson up the middle for the first down. You know what? I want to show people I can also be a receiving back, so we will finally call the pass play. And he's going to lob this to the outside. That'll fall incomplete. Let's try a screen here because I haven't done that the entire high school season. Probably a bad thing on my part, but you know, we haven't even gotten any objectives to do receiving plays, but we'll get the first down out of it. All right, we ran a couple pass plays. Now you guys can fall for this draw. 1st and 10, up the middle, and they don't fall for shit. We'll take the snap, run to the outside, and the blocking sets up as we now cut up field, and we are gone. Our next drive goal, reach field goal range and score a touchdown. So those are our objectives, and we're going to start with a loss of 1. You know what? Let's run this toss play. We'll see how well it works. Get to the outside and throw your blocks. Or not, just stay in the backfield with me. That also works, I guess. We'll turn that into a positive gain at least to set up a 3rd and 5. Time to run a counter play out of shotgun. And we run right into the defense. Can we stay on the field and just go for this, please? You know, we can't, but we do have one of our retry options. So we'll finally burn one of those again. And we're going to get met for no gain to start this drive. Hand it off, go to the outside, and oh, this is going to be a monster gain. Inside the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. And are you serious? We got caught at the 1-yard line. Just a quick run play. Let's just get into the end zone, and we'll jump in for no reason. And on this drive, we need to juke or spin defenders and juke or spin defenders while gaining 7 yards on a play. So we will try that, and we're going to get met in the backfield. Now a 2nd and 12. We'll take the snap and go to the outside. We spun out a guy, but I don't think it's counting it. Well, I already burned our retry, so that kind of sucks if we are not able to get this. But he doesn't fall for that one at all. So we obviously failed that drive goal. And now in the last 56 seconds of this game, we need to score a touchdown. Our final high school drive. We're going to have a 3rd and 4, and we're going to come out. Let's run this ISO. I really like this play. So far, it's worked out pretty well for us. We are going to flip it here on 3rd down, as we'll go up the middle, and we have the first, and I thought there was a chance we were going to be gone. Now we will run this counter to the other side. So we'll take the snap, and we're going to follow our blocks to the outside. Can you pick up that block? No, you can't, but we're brought down inside the 20. Unfortunately, I did just panic and burn our timeout because I forgot the clock is going to stop inside 2 minutes here, and that's going to be a loss of 4. That is not what we needed, and I did not mean to call that play. That is also not what we needed. 2nd and 14. We'll take the snap, and we're going to get met and brought down to bring up a 3rd and 12. Let's go ahead and run a pass play because that's what we're going to have to do. Play type, pass. We're going to shotgun pass, and we're going to go downfield. This is the final play of the game. Please get the snap off. We will take the snap. And he's going to need to throw this over the middle, and he misses us. Well, we don't get that one, and our final game tape score is 550, so it looks like we're going to stay a 3-star recruit. But we do get an offer from Syracuse, a team I just added to our board. We also get an offer from Wyoming and UTSA. Along with Old Dominion, I thought we were going to be it after that, but we go up to 1842 nationally, 30th in the state, and 223 position. And I've actually decided to decommit from Temple just because I really don't like the way their offense was looking. Their coach had no coach impact whatsoever. Granted, neither does Purdue, but our top 3 is going to be Purdue, Northern Illinois, and Syracuse. And here are our final recruitment rankings: 1560 in national, 25 in state, and 185 in position. One really cool feature that I actually like about this Road to Glory is you don't start in the 2025 season. You begin in the 2026 season, so it actually simulates a year before you get in there. And Georgia has won this year's national championship 33-26 over Texas Tech. But now it is time for our hat selection. So obviously you see the hats in front of us. We have Purdue, Northern Illinois, and Syracuse. Now Purdue is where he went in my original timeline, I guess, of this, because that's where we took him from. So do we go Purdue here? That is the question. As he picks up the hat, are we going to commit? Absolutely not. He throws that one out. So let's see where we go. I think, honestly, the decision is going to be Syracuse. I didn't like the idea of going to a Power 4 school originally, but I think we're going to go ahead and just go there. And even if we have to transfer after a year, we will, but we're going to go ahead and commit to Syracuse for now. So we are now officially here. As a 69 overall, we only have 11 skill points, but that is one cool thing about going to high school in this is you do get to come in with a few skill points. We are right now the 4th running back on the depth chart, which is a little bit low, but I'm okay with that, especially for our freshman year. We're just going to use this year to try to get a little bit better, but that is where this episode is going to wrap up, and I will talk to you next time.